All right, in this video, let's take a look at the hosted payment page. This is another feature within the AGMS gateway, another way for you to accept transactions from your customers using the AGMS gateway. So to access the hosted payment page, what you do is hover over modules right here, and we're going to click on hosted payment page. Now, if this is the first time you've ever accessed the hosted payment page section within the HMS Gateway, you are going to see a big blank white screen right here. You won't see any of these previously created pages that we've made on our demo account here. So this will be all blank, and what you'll want to do is click on Add New Hosted Payment Page to get started. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so this is the configuration page, but before we dive into this, let's go ahead and take a look at a hosted payment page itself so we see what we're building. So here's a hosted payment page that we created previously. You see it has the logo up here at the top left. This can be or you can add your own logo to this, so it's customizable. And then we just see some real basic information. Enter dollar amount, payment information for the card number, and then we have some contact and billing information that we're gathering from the customer as well. So this is what you're actually going to be configuring when you're back here at this page. And then you can decide what you want to do with this. There's a few different applications for the hosted payment page that you can do. So you can either send these pages like individually to your customers, more for like invoicing type things. You can actually paste or attach this page to a website. You can either do that as its own unique page, or you can put it as an iframe, which we'll take a look at a little later. And there's some other interesting features and ways that you can apply this hosted payment page that the gateway provides to you that we'll take a look at in just a second. But for now, just understand that this is what we're building, this hosted payment page, as a way for your customers to have something on their computer or on their phone to look at and type in credit card information and make a payment to your business. So let's go back to the configuration page and take a look how we set up one of these things. So we'll start here at the beginning, unique link generator. And the first decision that we have to make is whether or not this is going to be a fixed amount payment page or whether the card holder will specify the dollar amount that gets typed in. So if we go look at our example here, you can see that this is a cardholder specified amount gateway or hosted payment page. So this is the cardholders entering in this information. So for example, if you had already previously sent this customer an invoice and now you send them the page to actually make a payment to that invoice, the customer decides how much they're going to make a payment for. The other option is to add a fixed amount where you lock it in, and then every single person using this page would be paying you $500 in this case. So for this demo, let's go ahead and leave it as cardholder specifies the amount. Next, we have link text. So the link text, whatever you type in here, will be displayed right here. So we'll just call this dollar amount. Okay. Next, we have return URL. So most of the time, you'll leave this blank. What this is when a customer completes a transaction, the gateway will automatically take it to take the customer to a transaction receipt page. It says thank you for your order. Just gives you the normal receipt information in case the customer wanted to print that out for their records. If you have a specific page, though, that you want the customer to land at after the transaction gets complete, you would type that in here. But most of the time, you leave this blank because you want the customer to have that receipt, that confirmation that their transaction was processed. So normally, you would just leave this field blank. Next, we have the customer safe. So a lot like what we discussed back in the virtual terminal video, you have the ability to save customer records and customer information and card numbers within your customer safe. So all this information that the customer's typing in here on this page can be saved if you have these things enabled. It's not required, obviously, and we'll go into a little bit deeper what you can do with the customer safe and how to manage the customer safe once you have a bunch of cards and customer data filled in there. But for now, just know that it's possible to add records to your customer safe right from the hosted payment pages as well. For us, we're just going to leave these blank for now. Transaction type, we'll leave it as sale. You can add to a safe only if you wanted to run that sort of transaction, or an authorization only. Most of the time, though, you're going to be running sales as the transaction type for these hosted payment pages. We have format next. That's an option between original format and format 2. Really, it's just a shading difference. There's not, it's real subtle. I always just use the original format, but you can play around with it if you like format 2 a little bit better. That's fine. Usage count, we normally leave this at 0. That means unlimited. If you had a particular, let's say, product that you're using a hosted payment page for and you only had 10 of those products, you might put a limit here, a usage count of 10. Just allowing only 10 customers to successfully run a transaction on this hosted payment page. And same idea with the start date and end date. If you wanted to have this web page active for just a week or a month or whatever time frame you typed in here, you can limit it right here. Okay, moving on, we are going to the field setup sections, and this should look very familiar, just like the virtual terminal configuration in the last video. The field setup behaves the exact same way. You're choosing which fields are visible and which fields are required on your hosted payment page. So as you can see here, we have all of the billing fields, all of the shipping fields. These optional fields are all visible. This hosted payment page that I brought up earlier, the one that we've been looking at, just has a few fields visible. So just a few of the billing and a few of contact information. So for this new one that we're making, let's go ahead and get rid of all of our shipping fields. And we can just use unselect all, get rid of all those. And let's get rid of all of our optional fields. So we'll unselect all those. And let's get rid of some of these billing fields as well. So I don't need to know a fax number or the country or address to or their company. So we'll just leave these billing fields turned on for now. One thing that you will notice from the last video is our custom fields are still there, right? So our position, our player number, and our player name, the same fields that we created when we were customizing our virtual terminal also apply to our hosted payment page as well. So let's go ahead and turn these on so we see these on the page that we're creating. We have a position, a player number, and a player name for this time the customer to type in when they complete the transaction. So I think that looks good. I don't want to turn any of these other features on, so I'm just going to hit generate link. And we are brought to these new options, the link generator page. So this is where you can actually apply the hosted payment page, what you want to do with this thing now that you've created it. So you can send an email. So if you just wanted to send this hosted payment page that you've just created to somebody right from the gateway, you can type in their email address, type in your from address, the subject, and a quick message, and it will include the link automatically into this email. So you can play around with this, send a few links to yourself just to see what it looks like. Next, we have the link itself. So you could just copy and paste this to a new email or send it via text message or however you wanted to get this link out to somebody. If you wanted to just copy and paste this thing into your browser, that will take you to the hosted payment page that we just created. Moving on, we have HTML. This HTML actually generates this button right here. So if you had this HTML code and you just dropped it into your website, it would generate this button that says dollar amount. I'm going to go ahead and click this button because this is an actual live button that we're seeing here on the gateway. And it takes us to our brand new hosted payment page that we've just created. So our dollar amount, where the customer types in the dollar amount, and we have our contact information and our billing information and our player information that we created as custom fields. So here's our options for position, and we can type in the player number and the player name. That's perfect. So going back to our link generator, this is the HTML code that creates this button, and again, when you click the button, it just takes you to the page. Moving on, we have the iframe. So this is the code to use if you just wanted an iframe on your website, and what that is just this right here that we're scrolling on is our hosted payment page. This is the exact same page. It's just displayed within an existing website. So you can obviously resize this to make it look a little bit nicer on your website, but that's what the iframe is taking this exact hosted payment page and applying it to your already existing website. And finally, we have the QR code. So you can just take this image right here and put it on maybe a flyer, print it and paste it onto a door or something like that. So whoever scans this QR code will automatically be brought to your hosted payment page, and that person can make a payment right there on their phone. So those are all the different ways you can apply a hosted payment page, a quick tutorial on how to make one. Now let's say we want to go edit it. You just access it the exact same way. So we'll hover over modules, click on hosted payment page, and this time this is our new one that we just created, dollar amount. So if I click this edit icon right here, now I can edit this page and turn on or off any of the fields that we want to. So let's say we want to turn on all of the shipping fields. And now we're not going to let the card holder specify the amount. Instead, we want to make this a $500 fixed amount. I update the link. Let's go back to our page, and I'm just going to, this is the page that we are just looking at. I'm just going to refresh here. And now we have all of our shipping address information, more shipping information over here on this side. Still have our player information, and now our dollar amount is locked in at $500. No more editing here. We can the only dollar amount available to be used on this hosted payment page is this $500 that we've locked in. So that's that. Quick look at the hosted payment page. Again, if you have any questions, any clarifications about how to use this or any other feature in the gateway, give us a call at the home office. You can always find our contact information within the gateway right here under the support tab. Send us a message right from the gateway or give us a call here at the home office, or always shoot us an email. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this was helpful, and we'll see you at the next video.